Hi, this is an episode of Nerd Rage, and guess what? I went to see a movie. I did. It was called Ender's Game. Tidbit, my nephew, he's adorable, and his name is Ender because my family is full of nerds, and I saw Ender's Game. Now, do you remember when I said this? I don't like books. I don't like reading. I don't like books. Right. The reason I said that was because I honestly don't like books and I don't like reading, and that's just sort of me. I mean, I am writing a novel for NaNoWriMo. I'm not sure how that's working out. I like writing. I don't like reading. Anyway, not the point. The point is, I actually liked Ender's Game. That was one of the books I read, and I really liked it. I mean, it wasn't the best book in the world, but it was good. I really liked the moral and ethical questions it got, so I was really worried to see Ender's Game because I have very few books that I care. Like when they made The Hobbit, I'd never read The Hobbit, so I didn't care. I mean, I still thought it was a bad movie, but I didn't really care. But Ender's Game, I actually had a lot invested in it, and I was really worried. And I was not disappointed. And it was really good. The acting and the writing and the pacing, it was all good. I mean, it wasn't like the best movie ever, but it was like really enjoyable, and I didn't feel like I felt like they stayed true to the spirit of the book. They didn't, like, the book is really dark and creepy, and they kept it dark and creepy. They didn't, water it down, which was awesome. Now, however, I gotta say, it made me think. They had to leave a lot of stuff out of the book. I'm not gonna spoil anything here, but a lot of the book Ender's Game, it took place in Ender's head. There was lots of things going on in his head, both telepathically and just his internal monologue, and it was just a lot of stuff going on in his head. And I realized that they couldn't translate that a lot into a movie because, it's in his head. Unless you want to have constant voiceovers, you can't really do that. And it made me think, like, what goes on in someone's head is really important, like, because you spend all your life in your head, and when you hear a story, you get to be in someone else's head, and great movies, I think, put you into someone else's mind. Not all great movies, but a lot of great movies, they transport you, and I think this is one thing that musicals have that most movies don't. Because, I know this is a little off topic, but musicals, you can just have them sing it. And then it's not like a voiceover, it's just they're singing what they're thinking and feeling. But no, that's the point, you can get to someone's head with a musical. Now, Ender's Game, the musical, would be a little creepy, because it'd be all like, we must kill the aliens, we must stop before they come. Every one of them must die, and they must die, oh I'm not dumb. We must train the young children to fight the wars of men, and maybe if they're lucky they will get into heaven. Yeah, it'd be stupid. So, that's the thing, it's like, the movie couldn't really take us into Ender's head, and I think that's why some stories you really can't make great movies of. I think that a lot of what goes into a story is like the medium it's in, because stories that are written to be movies have lots of visual things that communicate it, and luckily Ender's Game was a very visual book too. So it had enough visually interesting things to keep us in that moment and to keep us in that story, and it still told a good story. It just wasn't exactly the same. Not saying it's bad. The movie was really, really good. I was really happy. They didn't have a stupid love triangle that most books and movies for kids are obsessed with throwing in there. It's like you can't have a legitimate story and then, Anyway, so Ender's Game, really good. I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. They had to change some things, but like I said, it's because it's a different medium. Musicals have an advantage because they can show us what the characters are thinking. Ender's Game wasn't exactly the same as the book because we couldn't spend all the time in Ender's head. However, Ender's Game, the movie was still a really good movie. Ben Kingsley was amazing. The guy who played Ender was amazing. Harrison Ford was acceptable, and it was a really good movie, and you should go see it and enjoy and live long and prosper. Ender, you must come and fight the war against the Formex. Why are we calling them Formex if in the book they were called
buggers. We're doing that because bugger is a bad word in England, and we want to appeal to an international audience.
Violence, violence, violence. Kids committing violence. Is it okay for us to be training child warriors? Ba, 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 ba. I'm gonna be in Salamander Army where we're gonna play in zero gravity, except he's not letting me play because he thinks I'm scrawny and stupid. Ba ba da ba 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 da ba da ba da. And now this girl's gonna help me train today. I really hope this gets everything turns out okay. Ba da ba 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 da ba.